Pat is with us in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi, Pat. How are you?
Hello, Dave. I'm fine. How are you today?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, started a home health company in 2017. We've grown multiple locations now, 150 employees. Last year we did 2.9. And so worked on getting the right people in the right seats and delegation and getting it out to where it needs to go. The issue that I'm coming to now is...
You have a $2.9 million revenue with 150 employees?
Yes.
Are some of them contract?
They are.
Oh, okay. But your core employee base on W-2 is nowhere near that large.
No.
So you've got folks coming into the home, and you've got them on 1099. And yeah, okay, all right. That makes. Whew, I was wondering how you were supporting them. Okay, I got it. So that does not include the contract payroll.
No, it does not.
Okay. Now I don't see red ink. Okay, good. All right, good. I'm caught up now. So your question then was what?
So now that we've got the right people in the right seats, we've grown. And, what do I do with my time as the CEO, as the leader? Once you've got everyone there, then what does I view myself as the athletic director. I've got my head coaches in place, my assistant coaches. Now, what does the athletic director do?
Good question. Okay, so your core team, what's the, of the 150, how many of them are 1099s in the home, and how many of them are core corporate administrative staff?
Administrative staff, 30.
Corporate, how many are W-2?
W-2's 75.
Okay, so half of your team is in the office, and that's your core. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Well, there's a couple of things that come up, and what this means is you put some real talent in place that you do trust. What I was just covering, you trust their competency, you trust their integrity, and so it's enabled you to take your hand off the wheel of some of these areas because you've got really good drivers in the other areas. Agreed?
Correct.
Okay. So at that point, my job at that point is to check and keep my hands on the relationship wheel with the leadership team. I want to stay in relationship with them, be meeting with them, and I want to check their key performance indicators in their areas, their KPIs. I want to see, what am I using to measure success in this area? And then I want to continue to check, okay, what 3 things are we going to say when you hit these types of numbers, and what are the things that give you an indication there's a problem in the area? Or success is going good in an area, and you don't check those once a day, but you also don't check them once a year. You check in on them, and I watch those things like crazy around here. As long as everything's running well, you're never going to see me. I just looked at the report and I went, oh, good, okay, that's doing what it's supposed to do. They're continuing to drive, but I am checking. I don't expect what I don't inspect, as Zig Ziglar used to say. Okay. And so that's thing one. I'm checking in on that. I'm checking in on the morale and the health and the culture of the team and how folks are, how the air feels in the room. I'm always checking that. I walk around the building. I tell my personal assistant, Patty, he's been with me 23 years, said, I'm going to leave. I'm going to walk around the building and spread hate and dissension. And so I'm going to walk around. I'm going to feel the air. I'm just going to stop and poke my head into a meeting and just see what happens, and just sit down and just sit at the back of the room and listen and that kind of stuff. So that's just me kind of keeping my hand on the wheel. That's thing one. Thing two, in my case, and I don't know whether this will bring you joy or not, but I was about your size. We might have been 100 team members, and we might have been 10 million, but we weren't 10x of where you are. We were somewhere in your neighborhood. When I started realizing the same thing you're doing is that by being a great leader, I've almost worked myself out of a job. And so now what's my job? And I felt like God was telling me at that time to work on big things and broken things and new things. So if an initiative is huge, I need to be down in the middle of it with my muddy boots on. If an initiative is broken, That's my job as the entrepreneur and the leader to get down in there and help them fix the broken things, which, by the way, it gives me great joy. I like working on things. And if something's new. Now, new, I'll take my hands off of it pretty quick, but I want to be there in the incubator stages. I want to be there when we're fighting through the basic principles of bringing that new idea to market, because I want to make sure we've got our DNA, our Ramsey DNA, on the product and on the idea, and so we can measure failure. But as soon as new gets to working, what we call it around here, we say it becomes operational, meaning Dave gets out of it. People that run it, the day-to-day. I don't need to be down in it. But when we're birthing the baby, so to speak, I'm going to be in the room. I want to be there. I want to see that thing happen. And then the number 4 thing is to set the vision for the overall thing. Where do we want to be in 5 years, and what's it going to take to get there? As my friend Henry Cloud says, name your desired future, and then ask yourself what must be true that's not true today to get to that. And that's setting vision, and that's having vision. And very few people in your building can do that if you don't. That's kind of your job. You got to be thinking about where are we going to be in 5 years, and what do we got to be that we're not today to get there. And sometimes you don't know, but at least somebody's thinking about it, and that's you. So, Pat, it sounds like you've done an incredible job with the team. Your team building skills must be awesome, because it's not normal that I run into somebody at your stage that feels as comfortable taking their hand off the wheel as you've described. Well done, sir. Very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff. Does that kind of answer your question? New things, big things, broken things, and vision are and then other than that, I'm just checking the operations to make sure that none of them are broken. But if I see a problem, I'm going to poke on it, and if I find a soft spot, I'm going to poke on it again, and if it's soft again, I'm going to stick my fist in it. We're going to keep moving. I'm going to dig down. If I see something moving because, things can look okay on top, but if you start poking on it, you start finding these soft spots, you go, there's the beginning of an end here. We got to get down in this, and we got to break it before it gets any more broken. And sometimes that's people stuff, sometimes it's other things. But that's the stuff I've been doing for, almost 20 years now. Most of my stuff. Now, I actually have one other thing. I'm a product too, so that's a problem. But I'm one of the products, so I get to do the Ramsey personality stuff, like this microphone. But in terms of functioning as CEO, is the way I was answering the question before. So, good stuff. Very, very well done. You're a stud. You're killing it. Well done. Proud of you. Very proud of you.